Ah, well, Assassin's Creed Origins. The first Assassin's Creed games that, well, was less of an Assassin's Creed game and more of, well, something else. But the question is this: is it worth it to buy right now, a few years after its release, or whether you should ignore it completely and move on to the other games? So let's discuss that. And as always, as with every one of my videos, I'm not going to be wasting your time, and I'm going to be giving you the answer right away. And the answer is this: yes, Assassin's Creed Origins is actually pretty worth it, and I enjoyed playing this game through and through, but this game has some major issues that made me quite frustrated, and I think it will do the same with you as well, because this game suffers with the same sickness as with every other Ubisoft game. And yeah, let's discuss just that. Okay, first let's explain what Assassin's Creed Origins even is if you haven't played it, or any other mainline Assassin's Creed games after that. So Assassin's Creed Origins is mainline entry in Assassin's Creed series, and it's a part of our Assassin's Creed RPG series, if you want to call, which consists of Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. And it's happening in an ancient Egypt. Well, not that ancient, it's happening at 49 to I think 43 BC during the Greek Ptolemaic period of Egypt, and right on the precipice of the Roman invasion. And you're playing as Bayek, and you are on the goal to destroy the Order of Ancients, that precursor of the Templars that, well, did you wrong. And I'm not going to be telling what happened because it's actually not revealed at the very beginning of the game, so yep, I'm not going to be spoiling that as well. And as you may understand, it is an open world Assassin's Creed game, and yeah, it's pretty fun. But before I'm gonna go to things that I didn't like it, that made me frustrated and, well, almost forced me to drop the game well, pretty soon and quite a lot of times, I'm gonna be talking about one thing that I think undeniably is true for everyone, and it is undeniably the best part of the game, and it is the world itself. So in AC Origins, you're playing in ancient Egypt, and it covers basically entirety of Egypt, starting from the Mediterranean shores of the city of Alexandria, going to the very south of the large southern deserts, and to the west to, well, deserts as well. And each and every region of the game is distinctly beautiful and very atmospheric, even though the entirety of the game consists of basically a few different settings, which is either desert or city in a desert, or some kind of desert farmlands, or some kind of river or the lake shores. Each and every region is distinct enough, especially with an architecture, to make the game very beautiful to just walk around it. And to be fair, despite every single thing that I'm going to be telling you in a few minutes, I return to the game over and over again just to see every single region and the beauty that it shows you. The game is insanely beautiful, and especially if you're gonna run it on the next-gen consoles. I played it in Xbox Series S, and it was running flawlessly, and even load times were pretty short as well. The game is insanely beautiful and very atmospheric, and it reminded me the good old times of even AC2, where the world was the character in on itself, and that made me feel very good, and basically forced me to return to the game over and over again when I was frustrated with some of the things that I'm gonna talk in a second. But yeah, so speaking of the things that frustrated me, let's talk about that to not waste your time again. The biggest thing that frustrated me about this game is that it's, well, basically not an Assassin's Creed game anymore. I played an AC series from the very beginning. I was a fan of starting from the very first game. I was insanely hyped with the second game and the entirety of an Ezio trilogy, and it was insanely good time to be an AC fan. But this is not an Assassin's Creed game anymore. This is an open world RPG with an Assassin's Creed game slapped on its face. If a game was called anything but an Assassin's Creed, yeah, it would not make any change. It's that far away from Assassin's Creed. And before we're gonna go to the, well, gameplay mechanics that, well, strays away from the main AC series, let's talk about one thing that probably frustrates, well, a lot of you, and especially it's frustrated me, and it is the leveling mechanic. Because the game is RPG, it's not a linear game anymore. You have to level up your character, and in itself it does not sound that bad, but the issue is that in order to progress through the main quests, you need to be a certain levels, because each and every quest have their own levels, and, well, you need to be that level in order to play the main quest. And if you won't be that level, you need to, well, grind levels in order to get there. And the issue is that if you're gonna play only through the main quests, you will not have enough levels to progress through the main quests only. Basically, the game is forcing you to play a side quest and do other side activities to, well, get to the certain level that you need. And usually it would be fun, but, well, it's not, because of one issue. We see in a good open world RPG games like Witcher 3, for example, it had the same issues as well. In order to progress through main quests, you actually need to be in a certain level. You need to have a certain levels, or you need to have certain level characters in order to progress. But in that game, the world itself, the characters in the world itself, the quests, the side quests were so interesting that you usually did not care that much. Here, it's not. Even the world itself is very beautiful. Everything that is populating in this world is extremely bland. And even in a main quest, aside from very few people that I actually remember after completing the game, I cannot remember a single name of the character in the game because they were utterly bland or uninteresting, or they were just there for just one quest, main or even just one side. It was not that interesting. Usually, even though the quests are not bad, because you're forced to do them, it's not fun at all and kills your momentum, because maybe you want to complete the main quest, maybe you want to see what's happened next, but you cannot. So instead, you're forced to do these bland quests and bland side activities to, well, progress through the levels. And even worse, the game is divided into quite a lot of different regions, and each and every region has their own levels, meaning that the minimum level of the enemies that you will encounter and the maximum. And, well, the only time you can actually get to do anything in those regions is if you are in this level range. Otherwise, if you even try to get to them before you're gonna hit that level, be ready to obliterate it by any like flying crow that you're gonna see in the game. Because yeah, underleveling in this game is insane. You can easily fight enemies of your level. The fighting enemies that are one level higher will be more difficult but still manageable. Fighting enemies with 2 more levels than you are will be quite difficult, but still manageable. But finding anyone that is 3 level or higher will be utterly impossible for you to defeat even a single enemy. So yeah, you have to grind levels. But okay, that is fine. But let's say you like the quest and you decided to complete the quest regardless and you enjoyed the game. Another issue goes with an equipment. You see, you can carry 2 melee weapons, 2 bows, you can carry also shield and 2. And the issue is each and every equipment in the game has the levels as well. And they do not scale that much as well. So if you are at level 20 and you can find a level 20 legendary sword, for example, and you like that effect, well, when you're gonna go to level 23, 24, 25, that sword is basically becoming useless because it's delivering quite a little amount of damage. Well, thankfully, you can actually upgrade the weapon to your level, which is a very good mechanic. But in order to do that, you need money. And you see, if you're gonna play usually through main game and main quests and even a few side quests, you will not have enough money to upgrade more than 1 weapon at a time. So meaning that you actually need to go and grind for money as well. Thankfully, it's not that difficult to grind for money. All you need to do is find them bandits and just, well, kill them and gain money from them. It's not that difficult, but even then, it's quite a lot of grind. It's not it as well. You see, you have some permanent equipment as well, like you have your hidden blade or you have your quiver where you put your arrows, and you have your armor that you can upgrade. And well, in order to upgrade those, in order to, well, increase your basically stats, it does not change anything for you in appearance. In order to upgrade these stats, you actually need different resources as well. There are resources that can be mined from different patrols, that can be gathered in tombs, or that can be gathered from different enemies, or that can be gathered from different animals. And I think you get me. The game is grind all the time for the sake of grind. You cannot basically easily progress to the game without grinding through everything. I try to go through the minimum grind just to go through the main quest and few side quests and just go with the flow. And well, you see, game is not fun like that. And even worse thing is that the game is not a stealth game anymore, and it's not, well, welcome to complete everything with a stealth. Why? Well, in the previous AC games, stealth attack basically meant one-shot kill for practically everyone. Here, not anymore. Here, now you have enemies that cannot be one-shot killed, and you need to attack from the hidden blade stealthily, and then this enemy will alert everyone around you that you're attacking, and now the enemies will swarm you, and you need to kill each and every one of them in order to progress. Well, Where is fun in that? And since when this constitutes as a stealth game? And don't get me started with the very low variety of weapons. Yes, the weapons look differently, they attack differently, but all they do is have different animations. That's all they do. Some of them are slow, some of them are fast. That's it. What happened to the different variety of the weapons that we had since AC2? For example, you had a grappling hook that you can use in its hidden blade. You even had a pistol there. Yes, I understand that you cannot have pistols in an ancient Egypt, but for God's sake, in this game, you're fighting giant serpent in an underworld and you're fighting a literal god of the dead. Yes, kinda like a spoilers, but kinda not. Since when the realism is becoming the key factor in AC games? Well, that just sucks. All in all, to be fair, it all sounded like the rant, but because the world is pretty interesting and pretty beautiful, and enemies are actually pretty good as well because they have their own routines. They can go for talking, they can go for eating, or they can go for sleeping, and you can just learn these patterns and, well, clear out entire fortresses without ever being seen or heard. And it's actually a very, very cool thing to do, and just this is the best AC, this is the most AC thing that you can get in this game. But the small little frustrations make this game is just very long and very stretched. And from what I heard, at the release of the game, it was even worse because the XP grind was even worse, and thankfully they have fixed it by now. But it's still pretty, well, long. I just want to go through the main quest if I want to do so. Don't force me to go through the side quests and through everything. Don't force me to do anything. Let me go through the main quest, complete the game, and then let me complete the side quests. Just allow me to do those things. The world is insanely full. You have a bunch of tombs, you have a bunch of treasure to uncover, you have a bunch of camps to clear, and there are a lot of things to do, and many things that you can do in this game is not forced upon you. But if you are doing this, you are doing this for fun, and it is cool. Like for example, if you want to hunt very extremely difficult animals, you can do that, but you can do that. No one is forcing you to do that, but at the end, you actually need to do that in order to get their resources. Also, nobody's forcing you to go in the tombs, even though you can actually get additional attribute points from tombs, but it's actually pretty fun to do it yourself. Even though there are no difficult puzzles that was in a previous AC games, which I actually liked, but it's not here, which, okay, I don't mind. But best things they can do in this game is the things that are not forced upon you. And what's worse is 80% of the game is forced upon you. You need to do that in order to progress to the game, which I really don't like. Allow me to complete the story, allow me to unlock the entire world, and then allow me to do everything that I want. Not the other way around. But enough ranting, let's now talk about the pricing. So game is available on Steam for the base price of $59.99 for tier 1 countries and $32.99 for tier 2 countries, and can go as low as $8.99 for tier 1 countries and $4.94 for tier 2 countries. This is talking about the base game only. And the game is also available on the Game Pass, and that's exactly how I played the game myself. So is this game worth it for this price? Well, yes, this is huge game, and you can get quite a lot of fun from it. Even though game is quite frustrating if you want to complete the game your way, it's still quite a huge package to get for these prices, especially for free on a Game Pass. So if you have a Game Pass, well, 100% go and play this game, and if you find this game on a sale, yep, 100% go and get it as well. Despite all of its flaws, just the beauty of the game and the beauty of the world is 100% worth to get it for. I would not pay full price for this, never in my life, but for a discounted price, 100% go and get it. Overall, game is cool, game is fun, but Ubisoft, please quit forcing open world games on us your way. Just allow us to play it our way. And yeah, I know that it's actually getting worse from here, but yeah, let's see what they did with an Odyssey and Valhalla in one of the future videos. Well, this should be it for today. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.